Hi, I'm Will Benedetto, Director of Bars for Inc. Company Hospitality. And today we're at Terrazzo at the Après Chalet pop-up at the Park Terrace Hotel. And we're here to show you how to make some warm cocktails perfect for celebrating the holidays. The first drink I want to show you today is a riff on the classic hot toddy. Before we get into it, one mistake a lot of people will make before they make a hot cocktail is not preparing their glassware. If you pour a hot cocktail into a cold glass, they're just going to average out and you'll get maybe a warm cocktail. So first we're going to take our glass that will ultimately be serving the cocktail in and pour in some boiling hot water. And just set that aside while we make the rest of the drink. So the Eastern Toddy is an Eastern variation on the classic hot toddy, using sake as our base spirit. The first ingredient is lavender bitters. This adds a little bit of floral component without adding a ton of volume. Next we'll add just a little bit of exotic fruit coming from a yuzu. So it has a slight tanginess, similar to that of a lime. Next, a touch of salted honey, a little bit of lemon juice, and then the eastern part of the Eastern Toddy, sake. Next, we'll add a little bit of hot water, and then stir it just to incorporate the ingredients. We'll dump our glass out. Now that it's good and hot, pour our cocktail. And garnishes are always optional, but here at Terrazzo, we choose to garnish ours with a lemon and a little bit of clove. The clove's fun because as the tea starts to warm up the lemon, it really starts to express itself, so those aromatics pop out beautifully. There you are. Another cocktail we're featuring up here at Terrazzo is our Café Cortina. Café Cortina is a coffee drink, but it's not so much like the Irish coffee you might be used to. So we'll start with the ghost pepper infused tequila. We'll add this to our heating tin. Now the great thing about this drink is it's all equal parts, so you don't have to memorize a bunch of crazy specs. It's all just 3/4 of an ounce of everything. Smoked rum, cold brew liqueur, and an Italian Amaro. We'll finish it off with some piping hot, freshly pulled espresso. Then we'll add just a little bit of hot water. Now we're ready to stir it. Set that off to the side. We'll dump our preheated glass. Pour our cocktail. Just top it off. And then in Italy, it's very common to see espresso served with lemon, maybe a lemon twist or a lemon wedge. And then to finish, we'll do a touch of nutmeg. And that's it. My favorite holiday cocktail, particularly for parties, is mulled wine. Basically, any culture that's developed how to make wine has also developed hot cocktails from wine. Now these cocktails are particularly good for parties because it's really easy to scale them up. In other words, it's really easy to make a lot of them at once. This is why it's so good for a party, because instead of being stuck bartending at your own party, you can just make a large batch of this and make it a self-serve cocktail. Now a few notes about the preparation. I'm going to make mine today in something called an immersion circulator. So I'll put everything into this vase here, place it in there, and what the immersion circulator will do is heat the water around it, heating the liquid inside and bringing it to the temperature I want. Now, if you don't have an immersion circulator, it's no problem. You can do this in a number of ways. You can use a crock pot, you can put it on a stove top, you can even use a tea kettle, but the point is, you just want to make sure that you're not getting the mixture above about 125 degrees. 105 is what we kind of find to be the perfect serving temperature, and again, like any other hot cocktail, you can really push this one over the top if you make sure that you've prepared your glass by warming it up before serving it. So first, very simply, we're just going to take a bottle of wine and pour the whole thing in. I like to use a wine that's maybe a little bit softer, like a Pinot Noir or a Malbec. Then we'll just add simple syrup, a mixture of sugar and water at 1:1. 3 ounces per 750 bottle of wine. So at one point, the Eastern United States, where we are today in New York, was the largest producer of rum in the world. So we're going to use a smoked rum from Stolen. Then just to add a little bit of character, we're going to use Grand Marnier, an orange liqueur made of cognac. Add some depth and some fruit. And this one's a little up to you, but we're gonna add some holiday spices. So what I like to do is add 1 cinnamon stick, a little bit of anise, just a pinch is fine, and then a pinch of clove. And then we'll take that, place it in our bath. In about 30 minutes, we'll have the perfect mulled wine. A note on serving this too, if you let this go for another hour or 2 hours, you might find that it's best to strain off the spices. If not, it can become overly spiced, but again, that's up to your own tastes. So these are just a few warm cocktails to get you through the winter months.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications from radio.com. While you're at it, why don't you check out some of our other great videos.